resonance of this antenna.
Yes, George.
I felt. I'm standing about 100 feet from the antenna.
Okay.
Check the focus on it.
Yes.
This is where I normally can pick up the antenna.
The power of the antenna.
At different times, as this resonates different waves, I felt it here.
Okay.
Now, from the point about 25 feet away to here
Yes.
is normally the strongest when I could first pick this up.
Right.
And as I go closer to it, it gives me a whirling sensation.
You sense a whirling sensation. Can you describe the symmetry of the whirl in your body? Is it something that goes around you?
I feel myself whirling.
You feel yourself whirling. In which direction? Is it facing us?
Normally right to left, counterclockwise.
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 Okay. That's interesting. I had a physiological effect when we came onto the grounds as we approached the antenna. As I caught sight of it, I felt the pressure of the wave against my body, like a flattening effect. It was flattening me out, kind of at around heart level, maybe around solar plexus level. As we got closer to it, it kind of impacted me in my facial area and the throat area. But there was another effect, and it was a sensation of being bloated, sort of like your internal organs, just getting the sensation of just a gashy bloatedness suddenly out of nowhere. So it has physiological effects. Okay.
I feel at this point, this is where it's strongest.
Okay.
From a distance away from it. From 25 feet away, normally I could feel the impulse from 25 feet up the driveway into the front door here. But this is the strongest. This is why I'm concentrating right here.
This is a great yeah, this is really the kind of material we're looking for today also, with a lot of the material within the laboratory. Okay. That's very good. Thank you, George.
Now we move inside.
Okay, we'll begin.
Well, we're now inside space-time laboratories. Maybe you ought to put it on pause and start again.
Hello, Preston.
Okay, we are now in the monitoring room of space-time laboratories. That is Preston Space-Time Laboratories. Over here, as you just saw on the pan, we have a wall of radio receivers. All those antennas you just saw come to this panel right there. These attaching the different antennas into the different receivers.
Okay.
And from the panel, I can select the antenna input of any of these receivers. This selects the audio that you hear some of right now on any of these receivers.
Right.
This is audio control and processing here. And if you go up towards the ceiling, Jerry, you can see the speakers on the ceiling.
Right.
This is patterned after the older style HF receiving stations used by the different communications companies for trans-ocean broadcast and transcontinental broadcast, trans-ocean broadcast and transcontinental broadcast and such. Except I'm using this here to pick up unusual functions. Short wave, for want of better words, that's better known as HF communications for about 30 years, and I know everything that's out there because I've heard it. And I'm looking for functions that are unusual. I can recognize teletype, I can recognize facsimile by sound, I can recognize voice, I can recognize CW, I can recognize Morse code. But as we scan across the bands, probably even now we'll pick up some very unusual functions.
Yes.
Which we can go to right now.
Wonderful.
Morse code that would pick it up now. Single sideband. That's facsimile. That is more Morse code. There's teletype. Of course, here's international broadcast.
Aux saints qui sont à Éphèse et aux fidèles en Jésus-Christ.
You can understand that, you're
Que la
good.
paix vous soit donnée.
This is international broadcast. Let's widen bandwidth again. More silly sideband, single sideband. That's a local oscillator from one of the other receivers. I'll call it Birdie. That's a beacon.
Tell us about that.
That's what somebody transmits when they want to keep a frequency clear for another person's purpose. You'll also find these as maybe 2 or 3 carriers, and you may have teletype on the center carrier. Like if I go to CW, yeah. There it is. I gotta go turn the gain up. 600 is on this one. Now in this one, there's really... Can you hear that chirping?
Yes.
That is essentially... That is facsimile where they're transmitting just a pattern. So you see, sandwiched in between the beacon is facsimile. Turn the gain down.
Please.
What do we got here? Okay, that's sideband. What I'm hoping is the government's on the air. That was a government function right there. That's one of their psychoactive signals.
What happened? Did that drift out?
No, they come on very short periods.
At some point, can you describe the effects of these psychoactive transmissions?
Let's first see if we can find one.
Okay. During that brief sound, George, did you happen to feel anything? No. I felt sort of like an anesthetic feeling. Kind of wipes your senses out for a second.
No, I can't listen to these for long periods of time. 5 minutes for me is enough.
All of them, in general?
Most of them,
Yeah.
These broadcasts are sporadic throughout the day. Nothing is really, there's no sequence you can follow. I can turn...
You just have to look, that's all.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I'll catch them early in the morning, sometimes late at night, sometimes not at all.
Okay.
There's no set patterns that you can tune into this.
Okay.
Ah, there it is.
There we go.
That's what we call the American woodpecker, or the American buzzsaw. If we wait long enough, it'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very annoying and very unusual sound. I sense it physically. Specifically.
I haven't heard anything else like that on the air.
Okay. Just like the other signal, that one just came and went.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Very short pulse, you know, of information.
So I know they're up in the 20 megahertz region. So if we scan, we may find them. They hop different frequencies.
Okay. I'm sensing a very powerful presence with each signal you tune in.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to fill the room with a presence. It's almost like transportation of sorts, or like trans-dimensional viewing. I wonder if you've noticed the same thing.
Well, I'm not sensitive myself. I've worked around these fields for all my life, so I've developed natural immunity to it, and I don't feel them. There's got to be practically an atomic bomb going off before the first time.
I've been able to shield myself somewhat from there. This one right there.
No? Yeah.
They came and went.
Yeah. This is the way they transmit. Very sporadically for like maybe minimum 2 seconds, maximum about a minute. And there'll be at different frequencies each. This is the way they transmit. Very sporadically for like maybe minimum 2 seconds, maximum about a minute. And there'll be at different frequencies each time.
Okay. Can you define the function of these things as you've ascertained them, or do you lack information on that?
It's essentially a pulse carrier, you know, a square type pulse with all sorts of other pulses, sinusoids, portions of a sinusoid, and all sorts of transforms, you know, different frequencies mixed in it.
Okay.
You listen to that pulse, you can hear that's a wide variation of modulation.
Okay.
That covers from bass all the way up to the highest treble. The bandwidth is about 30 kilohertz that they transmit, 30 to 50 kilohertz.
Can you...
the basic rep rate is about 30 to 40 hertz.
Okay. Can you tell us anything about the content of these signals?
Well, we have a number of psychics around, like George, for instance. Another one is an associate of mine who works here at Duncan, who can actually sense what these signals are doing. And from time to time, they transmit either general psychic disruption